Yeah, brown bacon.
How's it going, Vikash? Welcome to the groundbreaking.
Everything all good, Deepak. Thanks for having me in this podcast. I always wanted to try this format, and here I am, and very excited to talk design today.
Yeah, thanks for giving your Saturday to us. How do you usually spend your weekends?
uh, Most of the time, because of AI and things, and there's a lot of work that keeps on going throughout the week. So currently I'm spending a lot of time upskilling myself, and every week or so you get a new update across every medium in AI. So you have to be very updated what's happening on those tools and keep discovering that. So most of the time I'm spending there, but for getaways, me and my wife, maybe we go to a movie or discover some nice eating joint that saw on the reel and found interesting. So yeah, that kind of stuff generally.
Awesome. Yeah, I mean, upskilling is one of the hot topics lately. Like even like at every space, like any seniority, everyone needs to like skill up. Uh, Vikash, take us through your journey. Like, what have you been up to? The kind of stuff you've been doing.
Yeah. So uh, I belong to Jamshedpur. My roots are from Jamshedpur, and as we discussed, you know Jamshedpur from the movie Udan and the XLRI that is there. So I did my schooling from there, and as any other small town guy, the only option that you're aware of after 12th is that either you pursue engineering or doctor. So that was the same mentality. But when my 12th board result came, it came with a realization कि इस marks में तो नहीं हो पाएगा. It's not meant to be. And that also bring in realization that this is not something that I'm interested in. This is not my inner calling that I want to be engineer or doctor. And it's not that once you passed your 12th and you will get directly entry to the college, you have to spend years in preparation. So that didn't sit with me well, that I'll waste my years pursuing something that I'm not interested in and something that I'm not confident that I will be able to crack it. So at the same time, there was two other industry that was emerging, that was biotech and animation and multimedia. So one of my cousins suggested, why don't you try animation, because he saw me sketching during my school days. So I used to love sketching the Raj comics characters like Nagaraj and Doga and Dhruv. So that uh, I thought, why not give it a try, and suddenly I was excited about that field. I started reading about that, what is animation, what is multimedia. So that's how I got myself enrolled into BIT. So BIT Mishra has a branch in Noida, and that provides graduation in animation multimedia. So during that time, there's not much of, I think only IIT and then BIT was giving this graduation in animation and multimedia. Most of other were like very institute which gives you diploma courses, and they were running those kind of stuff. So I enrolled there. That was a 3 years course where I learned about cell animation, VFX, After Effects, then Flash animation. Also got my hand dirty with in 3D modeling, texturing with 3D Max Maya. So all those things, and 3 years were like, we were not studying, we were like all practical stuff that we were doing, executing projects. One of our period used to be where we used to be just watch movie to see the framing, color grading, acting, all those things. So the 3 years was quite fun, and I passed out with like 8 to 9 pointers, like very good marks. But there was no placement as such, that because it's a new industry and it's the first time that
Yeah.
someone was giving you graduation and all. And also there was not lot of homegrown projects that were being done in the industry. Most of the works were outsourced. So the problem with that was so whenever there is a big project, they will hire like hundreds of VFX artists or rotoscopy artists and this and that. So project generally goes from 1 year to 2 years, 3 years, whatever. And when projects are done, they used to fire almost like 90% of their
Are
employees.
these movies you're talking about?
Yeah, so like lot of if you heard of Golden Compass, that was lot of VFX was done
Yeah.
in India. So there there were a lot of studios, there were a lot of work, but there was no job security as such in the VFX field. So I wanted to pursue VFX after doing my graduation in animation multimedia. So and if you want to enter VFX industry, you have to start with rotoscopy. For the audience who don't know what rotoscopy is, so how you use pen tool in Photoshop to cut one frame. So imagine doing that for 24 frames, and basically 24 frames is equal to 1 second in the video.
Yeah.
So imagine cutting out that
For hours.
for hours. So it's a very labor intensive
Yeah.
job, and that too pay scale was really less. So the first offer that I got is from Prime Focus. I don't know offer, but one of my senior was working there, so he said that you can join here as a rotoscopy artist, but you'll get paid like 5,000 bucks per month, and that too in Mumbai. So then again, I thought, "Ki bro, ye to nahi chalega. Matlab, this is not something that I can survive with like 5,000 in Mumbai." Then I thought, should I do MBA? What's the other option now? Because my 3 years are done. So luckily, one of my school friend, shout out to Kritika, she suggested, she had some connection in advertising. One of her sister friends were working as a servicing in Mudra Communication. So she gave me one contact and arranged one interview for me there. So I collected all my resume, whatever work that I have done in college. And Neville Shah, who is like a big comic in our country right now, he took my first interview at Mudra. He was a creative director there, copywriter. So he said ki you will get to learn a lot, but so basically he said ki I need to work for free, where I can learn a lot, but there will be no pay as such, because and fair to them, because I didn't had work related to that industry. I had all motion related work and VFX and animation. So I was like, that works for me as far as I get to work on real projects and learn new things. At that point of time, I was not aware of what communication design is. So I started my career with Mudra. I worked there for 3 months. And then so in advertising, there's two kind of work that you do. So one is your regular work, regular client work. You work on a brand, whatever campaigns and this and that. And then on Pallery, you work on awards idea. And the awards are like, it's a free playground. You can think about any medium. You can think whatever brand that agency has, you can think on any brand. And once your idea is approved, then you get to collaborate with world class illustrator or filmmaker, VFX artist, to shape your idea so that it can be entered into international award
What's
show.
the major objective for these? So I think there are a bunch of agencies, like huge ones. A lot of these agencies only do like award work, and they spend a lot of money. How does it work? Just I've always been curious. Just want to know like the inside part, and like how does it work?
So I think it works great for company in terms of PR, and every agency has different policies. Like in Ogilvy, it was necessary that you have to, if you think idea, you have to pitch to the client, you have to sell them and then get to an execution. There was no separate money allocated for the just award, but there's some other agencies where there's a separate money allocated to awards. If you get if your ideas got approved, then we'll sell it to client, and you can spend this kind of money to execute So generally it work as it's like it adds to the portfolio of the company, and uh, those kind of work gets global attention. And most of the agencies in India are like MNCs. So it adds to the portfolio. But again, the culture inside advertising has become, used to call it like patli gali, where it's a shortcut to uh, get win award and get more opportunities. It's from a art or creative point of view, that if you win award, you will get more opportunities to work. And also it's also like a self branding, where people will start knowing you, acha, this idea has been done by this guy. And the prospect of your getting better jobs, and even you can move outside India. A couple of folks who has won Cannes and all, they got to work like Ogilvy, I think New York, or outside India. They get used to get job easily.
Do you think it's still the same? I mean, I'm sure you're talking about something that's maybe like a decade ago, or do you think
Yeah,
it's still the same, or something have changed?
I think it's still the same, but I don't know how much it matters in today's day and age.
What do you think about it?
I don't have idea from agency point of view, but from creative or person who used to work very hard, put extra hours to execute ideas. I think it's a carrot for creative to work, but it doesn't translate into like if you are making good money or getting bigger promotions. So I don't think it helps you in that way. So I have talked to a lot of creatives after coming out of advertising industry, and I was in the same kind of mindset, that I was just running behind, that I need to crack cans. I need one show metal in my portfolio. That used to become an ego thing, that if I am not able to get that, then
Yeah.
I haven't made it in the industry. So it was like a paradox, where uh, where you work towards award, so that you will get a money hike. But when you go to any company, they will say ki will give you less money, but you will get to work on awards. So it's like what I am running behind.
Yeah.
So that was a catch. So I think f- when I see now award, it's like um, it's just a carrot for creative folks to run behind, without aimlessly and blindly, without seeing ki what how it's affecting. And today, if you see in one award, there is like 10 people, 20 people in the credit list. There is a name, and you are not aware who has done what. If someone has done just made the mood board, his name is also there. So you
Yeah.
really don't know whose idea was that. So it gets very muddied. So I think only people at higher level gets benefited from that, because again they are,
Like the business side, majorly.
yeah.
I think it also is also how brand perceives agencies, I guess. Whereas, not sure. I mean, I'm just assuming that if your agency have won awards, you build more trust with the brands, right? Oh, this agency have won this award. Let's like.
Correct. Yeah.
But I'm not really sure if it matters. I'm actually trying to know why I'm trying to get deep into it is I've been running an agency, and I came across, so for example, Service Plan is one of the agency in Germany,
Okay.
Berlin. They have one department. I think they got awarded like best independent agency by Cannes this year. Um, and what they do is they spend insane amount of money, and um, they do all kinds of projects like with some very high production.
Hmm.
So not really, and again, I think India is a very different country. There are a lot of cultural biases.
Hmm.
So not sure if awards are still the way to get something in your bag.
For us, it was just because special attention used to be given on those idea in terms of execution, and you get world class uh, artists to work with. So that kind of work really highlights in your portfolio. So for us was that if we get to work on many award projects, then that will reflect in our portfolio, and our portfolio will look good. So
Yeah.
it was majorly of like, so we used to divide our portfolio into section like regular work and then proactive work. So even if there's some idea that we thought we'll execute it, make a mood board out of it and put it in a portfolio. So that's how that was. Again, I'm not sure about in what's happening today's date, but back when I was part of industry, that's how the things were.
Yeah. I mean, it must have been an amazing journey working at one of the top creative firms, at least from the outside.
Yeah.
Ogilvy has a big name. What tell us about something about the kind of projects you were doing. What were your responsibility as a creative director, as a creative person in the team?
Yeah, so as a they used to be multiple creative, can be multiple creative directors under one group creative director. So we used to be, so me and my copy partner and could be couple of art director and copywriter will make a one team and will handle like 2-3 brands. So our job used to and we used to be given free hand to take brief, crack it, sell it to the client, and get it done, execute it, however you want. So the best part of Ogilvy is that it has a very good creative energy, and it's a creative led. So in also advertising, there's two kind of agency, where some agency are very strategy and planning led, some agencies are very creative led. So like if you see Prasoon Joshi or Piyush Pandey, they are like face of Ogilvy and Megan. So these are very creative led agencies. And but the culture of Ogilvy was like I would say the best culture amongst Ogilvy, and that to Ogilvy Mumbai. I am not aware of Ogilvy Bangalore and all, but Ogilvy Mumbai had the best culture among the all advertising agency, from great planners, great copywriters, creative heads, HRs. A great culture, great place to work, and you used to get a lot of free hand to with work, and there was no like such insecurities with seniors. Ki, I want to hijack this project. I want to do this. So very positive culture. So I used to work there on uh, Vodafone business. We used to handle. And then there was Sanofi brand, Shemaru. We relaunched the Shemaru, the OTT platform. Then we had the Clear Score for some project from TV projects and all. As I said, we used to be very excited on the award side of things. On the regular work, generally TVC used to be the uh, big work which world used to see as an output. Not lot of print and outdoor. So like for Shemaru, we did outdoor campaigns and all, and it got plastered across the Mumbai cities and all. Yeah, but uh, award wise also, there was not a lot of projects. We thought of a lot of projects, but again, uh, budgets, you have to sell it to client. There's a lot of ifs and buts, so it was not easy from thinking ideas to execution. It used to take a lot of rounds. Not much of awards has been executed uh, there, but regular stuff. So I think once the digital thing came in, where social media, always on kind of advertising came in. So I think that what that did, that split up the budget into 50-50, where previously mainline used to get a lot of budgets from client. After the surge of social media, it divided like 50-50. I think now it's very less on the mainline side and more on the digital and performance marketing and all those things. So I have seen where in like 10 years before, people used when they used to write TVC, they used the first line of the TVC used to the film opens in, and it could be any part of the world. So that kind of budget used to be allocated for films and all. So and that kind of production house you can hire and you can work with international folks and also. But in today's date, I think that shrinked a lot. In Ogilvy itself, we there was a TVC which had budget around crore, and you have also certain production house like A-listers and B-listers. So if you want to work with A-lister, then it needs to be in crores budget. Otherwise, they don't work on the smaller budget. And in Ogilvy, we had done couple of film which had the crore of budgets, but also we had executed few film like within like 4-5 lakhs. So that
Yes.
kind of cut.
Why do you think it was it for the portfolio or to build trust?
I think if projects start or brand starts drying up in terms of revenue and the kind of clients you are getting, you start taking other clients also to I think manage revenue and all. Uh, Earlier, agency used to select, I'll pitch for this. I'll work with this kind of brands. Uh, but as budgets keep shrinking, then agency are also more open to other brands to manage their revenue stream now. That's what I think.
Yeah. So so now you are heading the design of one of the biggest fintech company in the country. How did that shift happen? From like a hardcore creative advertising to a space, to a company that's speaking to merchants. A lot of the communication, the kind of communication you're trying to do is very different. How did that shift happen? And what's the difference between the kind of work you are doing now and the kind of work you were doing then?
Yeah, so I spent good 10 years in advertising. And as I said, advertising, uh, so again, you have art and you have copy. So shelf life of, I think, copywriters is much more in advertising than art folks, because they are involved in strategy. At some point of time, they also bring in some clients, and they have a better relationship with client, because again, they sell ideas and pitch ideas. But lot of designers, I think they tend to be on the execution side, rather than they will hesitate to pitch to a client. And it also comes as a language barrier, that it's a language barrier, as well as how to sell anything. They don't know, and they didn't focus that much in that area also. And being a designer, you have to sit on a system for a number of hours, and you have to keep tweaking and keep iterating till it gets, so there's a lot of time that you need to spend. So I think because of that, few folks are not able to give time to other aspects of creative personality, or the kind of creative you need to be. So I spent 10 years. So I became a creative director in Ogilvy, and I could see I'm hitting ceiling in terms of, I don't know how what all position I can get after, because I have done TVC, I have done print ads, I have already won a lot of awards as well. But I don't know if I will be able to bring in client on my own to add to the revenue of the company. And when you compare to other job field, you see a lot of difference in terms of salaries and money that uh, people were earning. So people on the corporate side, and if you compare them to people what earning in the advertising agency is like very less. So I started looking out what else is there other than advertising, what all other avenues are there where uh, designer like me can work. So that's how then I was giving a lot of interviews and all. I was like previously we used to just circle around the advertising agency only, and we don't used to entertain a lot of other because we are not sure that the kind of work that we are doing in advertising we'll able to do there. But again, after spending 10 years, I started looking out. I understood that there is not much growth in this side of business. So then I was giving interviews. I got opportunity to in as a lead graphic designer, and pay was really good in compared to Ogilvy as a creative director. So I took that opportunity and started working on the client side. So work wise, it was quite easy. It was not like lot of like in advertising. I had tried my hands on graphic design, illustration, shooting videos, editing. But when I came to product side, I was doing like a lot of mailers and social media creatives. So so that was a huge shift in terms of the kind of work that I was doing. But money was good, so uh, I, it was very small stint. I worked there for like 4 or 5 months. Then I got a call from Pine Labs, and and since I was creative head at Ogilvy. I wanted a leadership position. I was was working as a lead graphic designer. So I knew that this is not a right position for me to uh, work. I need to get into the leadership position. So that's what I got with Pine Labs, that opportunity to work as a uh, to lead the art side of the brand. So when you're working in advertising, you get opportunity to work on a breadth of brands, like different brands, and they have like certain guideline to it, and you have to follow it, and you have to work in that space. But what I saw the other side, when you join any brand, then you get opportunity to work vertically, work in depth. So where in agency you work horizontally with different brands, here
Yeah.
you need to focus on one brand and you need to build that brand. So you work very deep uh, with that brand. So with Pine Labs, initially it was at a very rudimentary level in terms of aesthetics, and it was not aligned with what. So since we are in tech space, our brand look was not reflecting that. It was very in traditional look, but we wanted to cater to certain kind of TG, and we want to be in a space where CEO and CXO uh, connects with our brand. And so basically we wanted to be in very tech first brand in terms of look and brand personality as well. So when I joined Pine Labs, I got an opportunity to revamp the brand, build an in-house studio so that we can churn out a lot of video content. Uh, Also hire new designers, motion designers, build my own team, and uh, currently we are also working. We are also revamping our whole website look, making it more techy and aesthetic towards the tech and modern vibe. So yeah, so lot of good stuff. And uh, here also they give you free hand to upskill. So it's our policy. So what we believe that in today's day and age, if as a designer, if I'm just working on a statics, I I don't need a team of 5 or 6 designers. Just one designer can do that job. So we make sure that our designers are upskilled and they are able to do static, they are able to do motion design, they are able to edit video, they are able to shoot videos. So we do a lot of workshops to train our folks. Like we have done filmmaking workshop in past where so we bought all the equipments and build our in-house studio. Then I start skilling up my designers. I had a prior experience a bit with video edit because I came from I did my graduation in animation multimedia, where I learned animation, where I learned 3D, where I learned motion, and also how to shoot and what camera techniques and all. So at 10, so I did my graduation in 2010. So that time motion was not that much relevant. There was no as a motion design was term used that much. So at back then there was not a lot of job, but since I had my have studies those, so I kept brushing up those skill as well. I was not just into graphic design, but I was also shooting videos, editing videos. I bought one camera in Mumbai. I used to there was a lot of my friend from TV industry, from music background, so I used to shoot their videos. I used to shoot promo videos with one of my friends. So I used to on the sideline. I used to do this video shoot editing. I knew After Effects, so I also small bit of animation, and my basics were clear during college. That what's the principle of animations, what is motion design. So so that I never like avoided in terms of I'm just focusing on graphic design. So that helped me to become a 360 creative rather than just one specialist. It's like more of a generalist
Yeah.
kind of approach. So that's what we are building a culture inside of Pine Labs, where my all designers are not just focusing on one skill set, but they have like multiple skill set to execute things.
That's been a crazy shift that I've been noticing.
Mm.
Uh, do you think more brands are looking to hire people who are journalists? What do you think? Like, what kind of shift you've seen? In terms of building teams. Before I remember there were people who are. I think there's still a lot of traditional agencies where they're a hyper specialist
Mm.
person who's only doing, for example, 3D.
Mm.
3D modeling. The other person is doing, just the rendering part.
Mm.
I think it's just gonna becoming obsolete if you are a specialist.
Correct. So I'm not saying there is no place for specialists. There are design houses whose job is to like if likes of Wolf Collins or VR Collins and Pentagram, and so they are design houses, and they specialize. They need specialists who can if they have to crack a character design for a brand or a brand guideline which is very illustrative in nature, then they need those kind of specialists who can do those kind of job. But in market currently, major, so that could be like 40-30% of the whole market. But when you see brand side or when you see agency side, uh, it's a lot of generalist kind of job, because with AI in picture, it's very easy to get 3D renders. So previously we were not able. So if I have to do if I cracked a campaign which has a 3D look to it, so I'll do that in Illustrator, Photoshop. I'll try to render it, and when the idea get approved, then I'll hire a 3D artist who will do the high res render and will do the finishing and all. But in today's date, I don't see uh, So again, I think you need to have a T-shaped skill set where you have a broad skills in different areas, and then maybe in one or two areas you go deep into the skill set. Because there is not one kind of job that we are doing. There is a content creation, there is a social media post, then there is we do also do t-shirt designs. Sometimes there's illustration job as well. So I don't see a fit. So if I'm going out to hire any designer, I won't say that I need an illustrator, or I need a 3D artist, or I need a videographer. I tend to see that, okay, I'll judge a person on their basics and their foundation, if your design foundation is correct. Uh, uh, and then I'll uh, help them skill up. So that's why in Pine Labs it's a part of your KRA. It's part of culture where skill up has been given a lot of importance and attention. So it's your part of in your KRA that you will have to every quarter you have to skill up in certain areas. So yeah, in current demand, I see it going towards more of the generalist. It becoming more of a generalist world, and uh, going in future, I'm strongly believe that there will be no separate designations like motion designer, graphic designer, UI, UX. It will be just designer, and with help of AI, you will have to create. You will have to wear different kind of hats whenever different kind of job requirements are there. So designer will be required to do motion design also. They will require to do graphic design also. 3D kind of stuff can be done through AI. So it will be mix of AI and designer where you will have to do execute bunch of stuff.
As someone who's leading the design and
Hmm.
kind of unfolding it in the future, giving it like a making it future forward, what are your core responsibilities, especially for a brand who's communicating with a lot of people, a lot of merchants, a lot of people who doesn't maybe understand language, creative communication.
So you are asking how we are shaping design for people who don't understand.
Yeah, and also your responsibility. What are your goals, objectives?
No, so I think the concept of communication design is to make things easier for non-designers or any consumer to uh, dig- so if I'm creating any design, it if design is not able to communicate to the layman what I'm trying to sell, then it's not a good design. So the role of communication design is to make communication simpler for layman or for audience. We are trying to influence their behavior or the choices. So that's the inherent part.
So Vikash, one thing that I've been noticing is that a lot of brands, a lot of tech brands, a lot of brands who are maybe not I mean, for the longest time, a lot of creative communication was kind of done by only consumer brands. Now a lot
Mm,
of tech brands, fintech brands are trying to communicate creatively.
mm.
What do you think is changing? Why do you think they are suddenly, for example, is a great example.
Yeah,
A lot of people call them like an animation and a design agency.
correct.
What is that shift that you think that these brands have seen?
Again, it's being shaped from what kind of brand personality you want to portray. So every brand has their own personality, and they have like target groups uh, which resonate with brand, or the kind of communication do with for the target groups. So it is like B2C, and they have a very a niche kind of TG who, like, if I have to put it in a TG pool and is all about the people who are using credit cards, and also it's a very niche, and you get an idea what kind of people. So these kind of people will be living out of metro cities. They will have certain kind of job, certain kind of lifestyle. So you need a brand that talks their language, who looks like that, and that's how you associate with that brand. This communication is for me. So for tech brand, the TG is more in the zone of CXOs, uh, then could be developers, could be uh, you also want to attract the kind of people who will work for your brand. So those all things defines your brand personality and brand, and what kind of archetype that you're trying to cater to.
You, I think so. This is other than the conversation that we are having. You mentioned in one of the, when we're having a conversation about the things that we like to talk about, and you clearly mentioned that something around like what the designer feels or faces. I think you also mentioned in your journey is that passion doesn't pay your bills,
Yeah, correct.
right? And why designers need to know how to ask for money, and managing money, and sometimes being a space where it's it's not should all be about creative fulfilling, but also to have a good bank account.
Correct. Yeah, so I think designers are very passionate and emotional being. They love to work in a space where there is not lot of tensions, and where they can be their own cocoon and they keep executing work, and that gives them that satisfaction. And most of the time I have seen they are also ready to trade off, like if I am comfortable in this company, and and my creative kira is getting satisfied here, the kind of work and the kind of brand that I am getting to work on is really good. So I feel sometime they will negotiate, or they will compromise. uh, they will have a fear of unknown. I don't know if I'll be able to settle there. I'm very comfortable here, and so I feel they see money as a secondary and the comfort as a primary thing, and they compromise on that. But we have a saying in advertising that if you in especially in your growing years, if you are comfortable in one place, then it's a sign that you have to start looking for other job, because getting comfortable, that means your growth is getting stagnant. You won't be able to grow. so so uh, so that's what I feel, where uh, they compromise money on the comfort side. uh, and also designers should have a financial goal very early in the career. So what I mean by financial goal is that what you so let's say after 10 years of working I need to buy one house, or if you don't have any financial goals, then the best goal is to have to build a money. So there is a term called FU money. So try to build towards that. So FU money is something like uh, you have a certain amount in your account, which pays interest monthly, and that amount can take care of your lifestyle, so basically for indefinite time. So basically you are free from so you're not any more working because of money, and then you have a opportunity to say no to toxic environment, or uh, place where it's unethical. It doesn't align with your thought and process. So I think that would be a north star.
Yeah.
And basis that, now you can say that I have spent already 4 years in the industry. Let's say next 10 years I need to reach there. So you start blocking your career path basis, and start judging at every point, am I working towards it, or am I advancing towards it or not? And basis that you keep pivoting uh, your option and you start seeing your options and changing your jobs, whatever.
Well, I mean, for a lot of people, I think there are two sides, two types of designers. One designer and creative, like just like you mentioned, they just want to be in their cocoon and just design.
Yeah.
And I think moving forward, you need to become a person who also needs to manage team, who also know how to build teams, and have some sort of a design leadership. But at the same time, maybe these folks are not great, people who are good with execution. What's your take on that?
No, so what's the question that
Yeah, I mean, leadership and responsibility in design.
hmm,
If you can't execute, you can't lead, right?
correct? Yeah, so I think those days are gone when your design head or creative head used to work out of a cabin and you work in a cubicles and where your job is to keep executing and your manager will approve your work or will go for meeting to sell the work that you have been doing or uh, I don't think that kind of system works anymore. Y- Nobody needs a manager. Everyone wants a leader. Basically, they wants a hands-on leader in today's date. So if your team got stuck somewhere in execution, then it's your responsibility to get that executed. Because you have to lead. You will have to set an example and lead uh, from a point of view that if my team got stuck, I am the last person who can execute these ideas. If my team is pitching any ideas, I should be able to add value to that rather than just saying yes or no, or it's good or bad. Leader need to add value to the idea or to the execution what team is doing, and also uh, why would your team will respect you or listen to your feedback if your execution if you're not able to prove yourself and they feel stuck that when things are not getting approved and nobody's there to help them and they just keep executing one option after another, but not, it's needle is not moving. So I think leaders need to lead with example and n- n- and also help nurture their team so that they grow in that environment, provide opportunities, uh, provide an environment where they can skill up and become a better version of themselves, make them industry ready from the point of view where I am seeing where industry is going, and I'm able to translate that to them and making them ready of the what future gonna be. I think that that's when your team member also grow and they like to work in that environment. And I think what really makes creative happy if they see growth while working in that environment. If they don't see growth, if there is no what my designers are very happy to do. So if we keep doing workshops, we do keep doing visiting events like Design Yatra and all, and learning new things. I think that gives them more energy, and uh, and they like to work in that kind of environment, and they do really well.
I mean, that takes us to the end of the podcast, Vikash. And I want to ask you about the kind of objectives you have, the kind of goals you have moving forward as a creative, as a professional. What is the kind of a future that you're there looking at, and the objectives that you have in mind?
Yeah, if I talk about my personal, what my objective is, again, as I told you, I'm on on a journey to build a capital for myself where I don't have to be dependent on the salary, on the money, because I believe like गुर्बत में creativity नहीं होती. Like if
Yeah.
if you can't be stressing about your EMI
Yeah.
and your loans and your about family and expenses, and at the same time you are doing creative stuff. So I'm in that journey. I want to reach a place where money doesn't matter, and and then so uh, then what kind of work that I'll be doing, what kind of decision that I'll be making, that I might start my own brand, or maybe I'll start pursuing separate hobbies. I would love to uh, do theaters in future, maybe learn singing. So so I would love to live that kind of life, but that I will only get when I have like financial freedom. So then like world then even if I get like 50 grand as a salary, I'm not bothered about it, as long as I'm getting happy out of the work that I'm doing. Start a brand and use whatever experience that I have gathered last 14 15 years to build a brand. So great example is that Liquid Death. So Liquid Death is a brand was
Yeah.
built by an art director, and he is able to do all kind of stuff that what might have bombed in earlier
Yeah.
days.
Super creative,
Yeah,
fulfilling.
so that's the
Ultimate
best place
creative
to be, I
fulfillment.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Gosh, absolutely love to know about your journey. And thanks a lot for sharing your creative process. I hope you had a good one.
Thank you so much for having me.